Every person has a journey, a reason for being who they are. Have you ever looked at someone and wondered, who really is this person? How did they get here? What's their story? Well, that's why this podcast was created, to listen to other people's life stories. Welcome to the My Story podcast. I'm your host, Ari. Guys, welcome back to another episode of the My Story podcast. Thank you for the love. Thank you for everything, really. Remember to like, share, subscribe. I sound like a typical YouTuber, but that's the whole point of this. I'm joking. I really love this. And today we have yet another story. And I'm excited because a lot of people have known this person throughout campus. They know a lot of things, especially through the Monday Minutes about the Southeast Arrow. So without further ado, hi, Pat.
Hi, Ari. How are you?
I'm good. I had to say the Monday Minute. You're for famous, sure.
Dude. That's all of us. I love doing that.
Yeah. So let's start from the beginning. What's your name? There's a story to your last name, maybe?
My name is Patrick Buck Jr., Patrick Leon Buck Jr. I don't think we have an interesting last name story. Did my mom tell you we do?
So for an overview, if you guys don't know, we had his mom in this podcast a couple weeks ago. He's Dr. Buck's son. So she did not. She basically told the story of her name, how her last name turned into her middle name.
Yeah.
But I don't recall if she did a story about Buck. I don't think so.
I don't think we have a really special last name, but I do know that a Buck used to be a racial slur for a black man. And so, like, if anybody's ever read the book of Mice and Men, there's a character in it named Stable Buck.
Okay.
And it just means the stable boy.
So
I remember my dad he told me he got into a fight with somebody when he worked at Taco Bell because they called him Taco Buck.
That is a dark joke.
My dad's his story is hilarious, and it always cracks me up. I'm like, that is my last name. And then when people combine it with other things, I'm like,
yeah, because it can go sideways very fast.
It's not like that anymore. It is truly just a male deer.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Buck.
Cool.
That's why they call it one buck. Oh yeah, let me hit you with this.
Yeah.
Back in the frontier days.
Okay.
If you went out because there were so many deer, and you killed a deer, and you took the buckskin off of it.
Okay.
That was called buckskin.
Okay.
Every buckskin was worth $1.
Oh.
$1.
Okay, now I get it. Wow. See, there's a lot of stories within your last name, but it revolve exactly about your family, just like culture-wise.
Right.
That is interesting.
Somewhat.
It's somewhat interesting. That's cool, though.
Random knowledge.
Random knowledge but it's in with your last name, so you kind of have to know it, but it's cool you know it.
It is nice to know things.
Yeah. So more on who you are. What do you do? What do you study?
Okay. In college, I am studying media management. I don't have a minor, and I also work for the Arrow. I'm a content creator. I'm an ad salesman. I also install lights. So I change fluorescent lights to LED lights, and I own a food truck, and I stay busy. There's a lot going on.
I was like, wow, you do stay busy. How do you time manage everything?
Not very well.
At least you're honest about it.
It's just I've stopped keeping things in my head. I started using my phone calendar, so there's like 20 different colors in my phone calendar for different types of events.
The whole color palette.
Family, Arrow, recording, test, class.
Everything.
I have to be extremely organized, otherwise I have nothing.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so what do you do for the Arrow exactly, for those who don't know?
I am the talent on What's Up SEMO. We go around and we ask people. It's a man on the street show. We go around and we ask people questions funny questions. We try not to be too serious, be comedic, make people laugh, and try to make a good product for the Arrow.
Okay. Is that you do? You mentioned you do ad sales. How do
Yes.
you do that? Like what you can share, obviously.
Yeah, of course. So we build plans for businesses. It's not like you just buy one ad. We do have plans like that, especially during like holiday seasons or stuff like that. But you normally approach a business with a plan so that they can be a marketing partner. And that plan normally has deliverables from us, like you get one ad here, half-page ad here, revolving ads on the website. And then those things create enough value to the client where they're like, okay, that's worth such and such a month from a business standpoint. And then they are marketed towards a whole lot of college students, a whole lot of faculty, a whole lot of staff, because our newspapers go all over campus and downtown. So, I mean, it really is a nice added value for them. It's an easy way to market. They don't have to put much work in. And I like to think it makes a difference locally so that local businesses can market themselves to the college.
So how did you get into media itself and then into being not just content creator, but sales, which is kind of a little different because you have to be more aware of the business side of things. Although obviously media you have to, but sales is kind of different. So how do you get into all that?
I grew up with parents that were kind of on both sides of it. Like my mom is a really good organizer, a really good director, manager, and business person. And my dad is extremely creative. He's a risk taker, and he's like an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur. And so those two kind of combined, and they gave me this really weird brain. And I can just go. Like it's called the gift of gab, but it's just something that lets you speak. Like I can just kind of speak rap, and words just kind of flow out of me. So that works. Obviously not right now, but
you're speaking just fine.
But that transferred into me just growing up in the media explosion of seeing Comedy Central and Jon Stewart and Saturday Night Live and everything you could imagine. Being able to watch that gave me so much drive in this direction of being in front of people. And I mean, my mom used to make us do Christmas plays and stuff at church, and we would have to sing and do shows. And so I'm used to being in front of people. And so that doesn't bother me at all. And then ad sales just came because if you can present yourself and you can present a product, you can sell that product.
Okay.
And so I was noticed for being kind of that natural person. And so they picked me up, the Missourian picked me up, and I mean, they trained me on it. They take care of me.
Wow. Okay. So you basically got into media kind of a born into it aspect?
A little bit.
When did you notice you really wanted to go into media, like fully? Because one thing's like growing up on it, and then it's just like, maybe I'll not do it, maybe I will.
Yeah. I grew up watching a lot of comedy. My parents are big comedy fans, and we have a very funny family. And so, I mean, the first thing I ever wanted to be was a comedian in first grade. I used to be a big Full House fan, and there's an uncle on Full House named Uncle Joey. Uncle Joey was a comedian, and I thought...
Classic.
Yeah, in first grade, I thought, like, dude, I need to be a comedian. That would make me so happy. And I remember my first grade teacher, I love her to death, but she was not rocking. She did not see the vision. And I still know her to this day. I love you, Miss McCord. But she turned me off on the comedian thing, which I would still love to do it, but it just kind of made me see, like, okay, you got to figure out a path to get money, but maybe not comedy. But
Okay.
I really don't know. I have no idea what I want to do.
Okay. So after you decided not to do comedy, how did you like decide to media?
I went to school for teaching. I realized I was not cut out to be a teacher, and I was just like, well, let's go do journalism. And then I came into the Arrow. I was at meetings, and the opportunity to do What's Up SEMO came up.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
was
How
just
did
like-
that start?
Somebody else was already doing it. I think it was
Okay.
like 2 different hosts before me. And then I was just in the meeting, and they're like, does anybody want to do this? And I was like, I can see me doing that. In high school, I used to post like little funny videos on TikTok or on Vine and Instagram, and they never did anything. I don't know if I was actually funny at all, but
Okay.
I've always just had a willing personality to try to be funny.
Okay. Yeah. You have posted some ads, and we've seen it like what's up. So you always try to like the funny angle, especially the villain in
Yeah.
the tower.
Buck Nasty, yeah.
Buck Nasty. If you have not seen it, go check it out in the Southeast Arrows Instagram.
Yep.
I don't know if it's on the website too.
Yep.
So you go check that out. That's
it's on,
really. I'm
What's
gonna
Up,
put a
Simo.
picture here so people can. Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting. I'm gonna go click and see that.
Yeah,
What's
Buck Nasty.
happening?
Buck Nasty is a. It was just I grew up watching wrestling, and Hunter, who produces What's Up Simo, he did too, and we both are just willing to try things, and so Buck Nasty steals the clock tower just seemed like something that would work, and it kind of did. But
It did.
I just sometimes I feel like, all right, you being a little weird, reel it in. I grew up in a conservative, like a very conservative family, so a lot of times it's like, tighten up.
I get that. That was funny to watch. I was like, wow, this dude always is full of surprises.
I'm glad.
Yeah. So more into like your story, what are some hardships maybe you have gone through that have helped you shape your way of thinking, way of living life?
When I was in high school, I stole a bunch of liquor from my parents and took it to a party. And I got kicked out of the house for that. And it just kind of taught me, like, what betrayal was and how people react to it. Because, I mean, before that, it was just, like, petty stuff. You know, like, you get in trouble as a kid, you get in trouble. But I've always gotten in trouble. But that really taught me, like, how people feel when they're betrayed and how people feel when you stand on a lie and stuff like that. And so it really taught me like how to empathize and be a part of the group without harming people. And I think that's like kind of a big lesson in my life is just being a part of the group without stepping on anybody else's toes.
Okay.
Because I've always been big, I've always been loud and awkward and clumsy. And that very often leads to like just issues in some way or another. And so I've always been very aware of it. My parents were very good at reminding me, and it just made me realize, like, okay, you got to really negotiate how you interact with groups.
Okay. That must have been a very wake-up call, mostly, to just, how old were you when this happened?
I was 15, about to turn 16, and I mean, they let me back in the house like within the week, but it really changed a lot for me. Like, it made me realize how quickly everything can change, how quickly people can like feel away and let that feeling dictate their next move, and how sometimes that's understandable. Like, I knew I was wrong, and I still know I was wrong, and just, you can't really make up for that.
Yeah.
But it also taught me, like, okay, you got to move on and you have to be
aware of people
exactly
and their feelings.
Yes.
Okay, that's a lot, because sometimes it's sad that you see grown-up people who do not understand that yet, and for you to learn that lesson so young, it's admirable. So, wow. So, more about you, drifting a bit. I told you I was going to ask this question. You were talking. I should have asked this question earlier, but you study at SEMO. You're in the Southeast Arrow. You do a lot of things in school, in college. How does it feel that your mom is a professor? Has your mom taught you any classes? And how do you feel like your mom is here, which is, I think is pretty cool, but in your perspective?
First, I think my mom has probably taught 3 of my classes, and like substituted one in the beginning of the semester while somebody had a baby. It is highly beneficial because I always have like immediate support. Not that she'll like drop everything to help me with the smallest thing in the world, but I always have this backup of knowledge where it's like, well, you just need to go talk to such and such, or you just need to do this, or like I have my advisor with me at all times, basically. Yeah. It's kind of like that. But it doesn't really change the opportunities that I have, because college is so wide open for everybody. It like it's so wide open in public. She can't do anything to save me. So there's no, I don't get any nepotism from it. I wish I did. I wish, God, I wish I could get some of that nepotism. Like that would make me so happy. But I just get to go in her office and complain. And yeah, sometimes I feel like people don't want to talk about her around me, which I totally understand.
Yeah, it is understandable. But I also ask because some people would say like, oh my God, it's so awkward to have my mom on camp, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I really want to get your perspective on it.
It can be. I've always lived a very fun life and not been very ashamed of it. Like I said, we were very conservative. They'll tell you we weren't, but we were very religiously conservative and such. So that dictated a lot of our behavior. And I mean, that's not a bad thing, but when you get out of that, like when you get out the house, I moved out my freshman year. I was 17. I moved out of college, or I moved out of my parents' house. And that was awesome. But it came with like the responsibility of don't embarrass your mom. She's at work. Don't embarrass mom. Don't get in trouble. Mess that up. I got in so much trouble. I stayed in trouble the first time I was in college, and I felt like I was making it harder for her to do her job effectively and to, go about her life seamlessly and such.
When you say the first time I was in college, you mean your freshman year?
I was in college from 2016 to 2019 or 2020, the spring, whenever COVID started in America.
Okay.
That was the semester that I dropped out. Like I finished to that May and just dropped out. I wanted to be a chef. I became a chef. That was fun. Opened businesses and worked for new businesses, and it was very fun. A lot of work. And at the end of the day, I realized like I would probably much rather be doing media.
So did you start, when you started college, you started media and then went to chef and then back to media?
Yes.
When that decision of being a chef came in?
I was cooking while I was in college the first time. So like 2018 and 19, I was already like really deep in cooking. I had already gotten my first restaurant jobs and started to realize like, okay, I really like this. And I felt natural and I liked the stress. And
you liked the stress?
Yeah, I grew up being an athlete. And so it's like,
okay,
I need somebody in my ear and I need a team to stand behind. Otherwise, I get kind of aimless. And so when you're in the restaurant, it's like, we're all in this together. We know what we got to do. Let's just get it done. That is perfect for me.
Okay.
As long as it's fun. Restaurants are not that fun. So
yeah, that was like interesting because I've known people who like try to cook, but they're always so stressed about it, then not necessarily like it. So it was interesting for you to say you like the stress of being a chef.
I like the stress of being a chef. I don't like the stress of being a business owner. And I felt like I would always know that because I always told myself I wouldn't monetize cooking. And then I opened a food truck. And so I really kind of flew in the face of what I said, and now I don't like cooking as much. And so.
Okay. So you started your chef journey because you started cooking at your freshman year, dropped out, pursued that. How did the food truck, when did that happen throughout the story?
When I got my first real kitchen job at Gabrielle's old restaurant downtown, I told the chef that was there that hired me, we went to school together, I told him, like, I'm going to own a food truck by 25. It's going to be like a barbecue truck or something, I'm not sure. But I said it, and he said, I'm going to own a pizza business when I'm 25. And we just kind of set that goal there together while we were prepping. Randomly. It was the first day. His restaurant is down the street. My food truck is the other way. So that's cool.
That is a very powerful story, though. Like, to set a goal and actually accomplish it.
Yeah.
By the time date.
It feels like, to me, that feels natural. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. And so it was really, like, meaningful to me to be able to do something like that. And even though it's hard.
Okay, so what's your, did you do the idea you have for the food truck, or did you change your idea?
I changed it to a late night food truck just to better suit what Cape has. But with school, I'm so busy now. Like, I don't get to work on it anymore. So now I have to figure out a new way to maneuver it. Do I want to sell it, lease it, or hire people to work on it. I'm not a businessman. I'm not really good at anything. I just be pretending. So I'm just figuring it out.
Okay, but you're going as you go, and you are good at everything you do. You set a goal and you achieve, and you work on it till you achieve it. So you are good at being at least setting goals and trying to accomplish them and disciplined that way. So look at it in a different perspective. So do you work certain nights then on your food truck? Like
it was Thursday through Saturday, but that is 8 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Ooh,
that's a lot.
It's a lot.
It really is a lot. And so it's also hard to hire for those hours because most people, unless they're being paid really well, don't want to deal with college students at that hour. I mean, you see bouncers and bartenders do it because they're getting tips. They split money and they get paid well. The food truck pays well, but the food truck is a business that I have to run and that I have to operate. I'd be tired.
I'd be tired. No, I would be too.
Yeah.
Don't blame you. Wow.
Yeah. But I feel lazy all the time.
It's because you're tired most of the time. So it's completely understandable. So you are just living a lot of different versions of yourself at the same time. So understandable and very admirable in the way that like you are pursuing different dreams at the same time, and it's like, okay.
Thank you.
So that's awesome. And I'm sorry you're tired all the time, but I think it's still awesome.
For me, it's just like there's the responsibility of life. Like we have to work hard and achieve and challenge ourselves. And then there's like the absurd of it where you can work hard or not work hard and then get hit by a bus and it doesn't matter. Once I get too deep in those thoughts, I'm like, all right, we need a nap. We need a nap.
We need a nap.
Once I get into like the 20th century philosophy, I'm like, okay, we need to take a break.
Yeah, once you hit that, you're like, have you seen the meme of the little girl? I'm going to take a nap right here.
Yes, I've taken several. I took a nap in the other room one time. Yes.
Okay, I don't blame you. I do not blame you. Okay, so to wrap up the episode, this has been a really good and interesting episode. That like someone can be so busy and living their best life in the now, so or trying to. So, what is some advice you can give students or people just trying to pursue their dreams or something they want?
If you're gonna pursue your dreams, I would say just do whatever you want and don't be so hindered by everybody. I know that's a cliche thing to say, but I'll add this to it. Like, I'm a person that really worries about what other people think. It is in my head when I wake up, in my head when I go to sleep. And I'm also a person that is not very satisfied or has been very happy in life, like ever. And so doing things and chasing things down is our natural state. In our natural state, we are hunters and we're like achievement makers because that is how we had to survive for so long. It's just how our brain is wired to be happy. Even when the job sucks, even when it's heavy to build things, you still will get a great amount of joy from that, more than you would have got if you didn't do it. So if you find yourself struggling with that challenge, like, should I do it? Should I do it? What are they going to think? Just do it, dog, because it's going to be better than contemplating and being conflicted with yourself.
That's perfect right there. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And see you guys in the next time.
Bye.
Bye.